What? What does that say right there? Does that say what I think it does? No way. Volusia win in the same sentence? 4,000 strength of field? Guys, I think Volusia is my new favorite track. No, I'm just kidding. But we are going to go over and review the Volusia DSRL win from Monday night. And we'll pull up results here in a minute. We'll move those out of the way for now. But I'm going to whip up this replay here, and we're going to run through everything. We're going from heat race to pole dash and then to the feature. So stick around. And if you guys been struggling lately at Volusia like I always have, this should be a pretty good video for you to watch. I think you'll enjoy this one. I'll throw the setup on the screen at the end here. And brand new setup. If let me first get out of the way. If I sound funny, I'm sucking on a cough drop. My asthma has been ridiculous for like 2 weeks right now. As most of you know, I live in California in the valley. It's 113 degrees every single day. The air quality is awful. So, yeah, if you hear me like sucking on a cough drop, I do apologize, but it's better than coughing super loud during the video. So, let's jump into. Well, let's look at qualifying first, I guess. Let me fix the camera, obviously, and let's pull it down a little bit. Let's bring it in just a touch. Pull this out. Make that 0. All right, so qualifying wasn't great. I qualified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. But the field was really close. So I only missed it by 0.05 of a second, which I felt like I could have gotten a better lap. But I sold out to really hit this first lap and just didn't do it that well. 1 and 2 was kind of okay, except for right there where the car wiggled. And then coming through 3 and 4, I kind of wish I would have entered lower and slid up like sharper kind of. And then on this lap, I was like, well, I guess I'll just Hail Mary, try and throw sliders in both corners, but didn't work out that well. And ended up in Heat 3 because of it. On Heat 3, it's me and Tyler on the front row here. Also, I guess I forgot to tell you guys a new paint debut. Let's run through that and look at that bad boy real quick. Thanks to Paints by Tunicam, Mr. Billy Rowley. We are rocking the Dano Seasoning, Over the Wall Photography, School of Sim Racing, Roof Co., Just Logistics. What else is on here? Anderson Speedway, Flow Racing, Cash Vince Apparel, Hergot Real Estate, Motorsports Beat, BS Air, Fairway Independent Mortgage, number 21. Just like always, same number. But I'm digging it. We got a new team logo. Everything's pretty sweet, man. We went all out for and this little guy right here. This was dope. I like this little addition right here. We got a new team logo. We're kind of just going fresh here for season 3. We're kind of hoping for maybe a tire model soon. So, we're just thinking about freshening up the team a little bit. So that's why everything looks a little different on the car. And I guess Trading Paints doesn't want to load. Is Trading Paints open? Let's open Trading Paints. There we go. Maybe. All right, so this is Tyler. Tyler qualified 3rd, obviously, Heat 3. He's on the pole, so we were joking around, and you'll notice here on the finishing order, Heat 3, stole the win. And we'll get to that in a second. But pretty much this is just riding around behind him here for a minute. Trying to kind of set him up, make him a little nervous, ride around right on his push bar, and set him up a little bit here for the last lap. Obviously, I talk to you guys all the time about patience, and there's no real point to to race a guy for 8 laps if you're right on his bumper, and if you can get around him later and only have to do it once and then cross the finish line and win, then well, there you go. So we start battling here, throwing sliders back and forth a little bit, and then I run kind of a mid slider and don't go all the way up. I let him take the top here because I wanted to run this here and short slide, force him to cut underneath, and I wanted to be able to come back and do that in 1 and 2 because I knew I wanted to throw the slider in this corner. So he slides me there in 3 and 4 like I expected, and then I run the short slider line like we had been on the banking here, and then cut the car nice and sharp down to the bottom of the track. He's way out there. I'm way inside, deep slider, pull up front, and win by that much. Not much, but that's all you need. That's margin of victory there for heat race number 3. Check the actual times, 0.066, so almost as close as it gets. Just what about a half a car length, maybe just over half. But yeah, no point passing him for every 8 laps, throwing sliders back and forth and letting the field get closer. You can see Jeff and AJ here, our other teammates. We all transferred through this one heat race, so they're joking around in the server saying that the heat race was sponsored by Elbows of SimSport. But we jumped to the warm-up, and I drew the pole. So random draw, I drew the pole, and I put the feature setup in with like 6 gallons and went out to test it here. And got lucky. I just got lucky. I drew the pole. I don't draw the pole very often in DSRL pole dashes, but when I do, I try not to, give it away, so to speak. Mason ran the bottom there in 1 and 2, and then he ran it again in 3 and 4, and I knew it wasn't there that lap. And so once I saw him pull up alongside me, I knew I could go back down to the bottom, and that's where I wanted to be anyway. So running the bottom in 1 and 2, and then the good old slider line in 3 and 4 was going to be my kind of bread and butter early on for this. So got a little lucky that setup played out perfect for the middle. Brand new setup, like I said, just threw it together to kind of test something at Volusia. I'm kind of tired of being awful here, for lack of better terms, I guess. So I sold out for the middle and knew that if we got a good green flag run that there was going to be a lot of marbles there for me. And I got really lucky. We ran 1 early caution on the first lap, and then 1 early caution on the 5th lap, and then green the rest of the way. So there's a ton of marbles in the middle of the track for me. And this is just kind of, there's good racing going on back there, but as far as what I'm doing here, it's just slow roll the bottom and then huge wreck. Holy cow, I did not see this. Who went flipping? Oh my gosh. Is that John? Yeah, that's John. Wow. Boom. Oh, weird little glitch there. Anyway, on to the feature. And we'll try to spend most of our time here. We pace, obviously, for 3 laps at DSRL because Roger doesn't like to clear black flags when the green flag comes out for just setting it to 30 laps for some reason. So we pace for 3 when we reline up in the pole dash order, and we go green on lap 3, coming out of 4. We're all lined up here, and now we'll kind of just focus on what I'm doing and let you guys watch watch my throttle and stuff down here, my steering inputs. Wing is at 28. I think the setup I put together for the I don't remember what week that was last year, but last season, but I think it was like 26 or 28. So I know I was going to sell out for the middle and run right through the slick. So caution, we don't need to watch the pacing. What was I saying? Oh, so I sold out for the middle and ran the 28 wing, and I knew I was probably going to be on this bottom in 1 and 2 for a little bit, and then kind of sliding through 3 and 4 for a while, maybe like 10 laps, and then I kind of just had a prediction in my head, like maybe we're gonna get a flag, you know, green flag run here that'll bring up some marble. But you could see the car is just, I mean, it's getting down to the bottom of one and then just sticking right there, left side staying in the grip, and it's allowing me to drive off. Nice with good rotation to keep me, you know, going where I want down the backstretch. Tried different slider lines in 3 and 4, short, deep, middle. Didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. Really, the biggest thing was me just kind of picking up here in the of the bottom in 1 and 2. Mason here and John were battling a lot for quite a while, and then John gets around him. John's in this gray car here. John Helms, Mason Hannigan, and he ran the top for like all 30 laps, I think. Once this next caution comes out, I think it's on this lap. Yeah, we get the caution on this lap there. So we go green here, and I hit the wall. Maybe the next lap. I hit the wall in 1 and 2 on the bottom hard, and I thought that was going to be it. I thought I threw it away, and it's right here. I got really worried that contact right there to the left front was really going to bend the car up, but got lucky. It just kind of brushed it and put it back for me. If anything, it probably added a little extra toe out, so gave me a little bit more stability. And then I wasn't really clear high, so I couldn't go back to the middle slider that I wanted to. Cars coming up on me here. I didn't have the run that I knew I was going to need. Tyler, Mason battling, and kind of just ran through the bottom there, through the slick, not when it was really there, you know, and thought I kind of gave up my spot here, but went and tried the bottom one more time again, and I think at one point here I noticed that it's kind of gone. I tried to go rip the cushion in 3 and 4 because that's what John was doing, and it seemed like he was pulling on me in 3 and 4. Obviously, I wanted to keep my momentum up a little bit in 3 and 4 to try and get, you know, get my confidence back up from after hitting that wall. So just, you know, not necessarily confidence, but I can't find the word I'm looking for right now. But oh, my leg's falling asleep. Go rip the top for like 5 laps and see if I can reel him back in, but it wasn't working. I had this car just, it wasn't super low, but it was low enough to where that hitting that cushion in 3 and 4 was sketchy, and that was about it for me. And then I saw all these marbles here in 1 and 2 start to form. When I came back down here, lap 14, which is really lap 11, I guess. All these marbles starting to form from guys running down here and bringing moisture up, and that was kind of my cue to get ready to go back to the line I wanted, back into the slider line in 3 and 4, just to see if I could pick up time there. Couldn't really. Slider line here, and I felt like this was quick, so I stuck on this for a couple laps maybe. Middle 3 and 4, once those marbles came in, I think I run the slider maybe a couple more times, and I start to catch him. Short slider, he's running all the way out to the top. I was cutting off the entry, and I think that's where I was picking up a lot of ground. He's got a good run down the backstretch every time, but he's going around all the way around the top, and I have got a lot of marbles now in 3 and 4, and I just start reeling them in car length by car length each lap. Battle of the 21s here. I just noticed that. But Volusia is one of those tracks, and let me rewind real quick, because when the marbles are there and you're running the top in 1 and 2, or even if you're running the bottom in 1 and 2, if you can get wide enough and get this really, you know, deep, wide angle into the corner like this, you can keep up a lot of your rolling speed through the corner and not have to use too much throttle, and keep the car, you know, as long as you're keeping the car straight underneath you. The car's going to roll through the center of the corner really, really, you know, good, as long as you're not breaking it sideways or not, you know, you've got to use enough throttle to not push tight. But I think I ran this race on -2, -3, and -4 wing. So I don't know, man. The car just, it felt like it was set up perfect. You can see me just about 50% throttle there through the whole corner. I think right here, yeah, go back to the marbles here on the banking in 1 and 2, and just rolling into it, rolling out of it and rolling into it, rolling out of it, rolling into it. You can see my bar there, drop it down a little bit, 30, 40, 50, 60, let out, get back in, and then boom, throttle on the front stretch, and we're side by side now. And I've got a lot of moisture here through the middle of the track. And when that happens, it's. I think I said in one of the videos the other day that, if you can put your right rear on the cushion, especially like out here right now, you can make pretend that's a 0% track. And you can kind of do the same thing when marbles form on the slick. You can see me as soon as I get to this marble point, I'm back in the throttle. Even though there's slick underneath me, it's light. It's not too bad. It's probably dark underneath these marbles, but these marbles have a lot of moisture. It's like running the cushion marbles. You can put a lot of power down on marbles that are covering up slick as long as you've got the car pointed straight. That's the key. You've got to have the car underneath you. You can see how much throttle I'm able to use all the way down the backstretch because there's all these marbles here starting to form too, and all the way through the corner up here. It got a little bit dusty, but it wasn't too bad. I never really caught the back of the field, so it wasn't terrible dust. And for the rest of the race, this was just kind of it. 10 to go, or 11 to go, and just hit the marbles with the right rear and put the power down on the exit. Roll out of it on entry and let the car just kind of roll through the corner and then get back into it when I know the car's underneath me and I can I have moisture underneath that right rear. This is obviously a 360, so things are a little bit not as powerful as a 410, so you can use a lot more throttle in the slick with this car anyway. But I just noticed when the marbles form like this in the middle of the track, and you can see they're pushing up a little bit higher than I was even running. But at this point, I was trying to find if sliding up to them, like entering lower and then sliding out to them, was quicker, and instead of running really wide with them. And I had a decent lead that I was able, I was comfortable enough to try different things. This is like a half second, 7/10 of a lead or something like that. So I'm just trying things. Really wide entry there, and then cut down, trying to see if I can get a straight run out of the corner. But the key is just this, where my mouse is. You can see my throttle. I'm never breaking the car completely sideways. You can keep the wing straight, cutting through the wind and in the air that's going over it. You're gonna be fast as long as you keep your car straight and the wing, you don't break sideways and all that wind and aero and all that stuff really slams into those sideboards. It'll slow you down a lot, and I don't think that's something a lot of people don't realize is that you put some wind on the top of this wing, and when the car's not going straight, it slows you down a lot. That's why you you break loose even when you're running in the tacky. Like if I was running the top or in qualifying, if you break the car loose, you don't slow down so much because you broke the car loose. You slow down so much because of the parachute on top of the car. So 28 wing here was plenty though. I mean, I'm just running right here through the black slick, just pedaling the thing and putting it down when there's moisture underneath the car. I think this is the white flag. Yeah, white flag right here. And then John, hang on. John was behind me all the way up to this point. So he takes the white. No. Oh, he never took the white. He ran out of fuel with a lap and a half to go. And a couple guys had gotten by him. Yeah, these guys just stuck to the top the whole time. I think Tyler ran the bottom. Yeah, Tyler and Mason ran the bottom. And Stanky kind of ran top middle. But I mean, that's it. The key is to just find the marbles, and eventually they did get too high. I do want to point that out. Like they got too high. Like this is up above the banking here, where it's flat. So where I'm running on these previous laps here, let me go back real quick. Running underneath here, it is gonna be faster than out here, just because there's no banking. You could probably get more throttle up there, or slide up to it and get more throttle out. But that's just not something I was willing to risk and lose half a second on a lap that I was like, let me try something real quick when there's 2 to go and I have a 7/10 of a lead, just play it safe and run what I know has been running. And then you can see here in 1 and 2 as well, more marbles starting to form. So like a second layer of marbles starting to come up, and then you can go back down and lower. Instead of following this all the way up, you can come back down here and say, oh, okay, now I can use these. But keep in mind, when you pace, like if a caution would have came out, this is all gone. Marbles gone, marbles gone. It would have been completely black here, probably a little bit slicker here, maybe a little bit of grip down here, and I would have had to go searching, basically. These marbles wouldn't have been here to kind of handicap me and help me out. But luckily enough, we got a long enough green flag run, and I was able to just follow him the whole race, really. Probably would have been worth it to try like that line right there and see if there's any grip up there, but that's for another time, maybe when I'm not leading and nobody's caught me and passed me, so no point in switching things up. But we go around, park it in victory lane, get our pictures taken. Unfortunately, this one wasn't broadcasted. The broadcaster for DSRL having some computer issues the other day, so unfortunate there. My two of my DSRL wins have not been broadcasted. This is my second career DSRL win. My first one was a fixed race at Charlotte. This was open at Volusia, and it wasn't broadcasted both times. So, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. And real quick, now, what are we, 21 minutes into this video? We'll throw up the results real quick. Oh, Jesus. Throw up the results real quick. Everybody from 15th on in, with their fastest laps were all within that first 10 laps. So that moisture coming back up out of the track and forming marbles for us, not any faster later on in the race with less fuel. We had a lot of grip through the track in those first 10-15 laps. So that's why everybody's fast lap is really early on, and then from there it just kind of dies off. I think I was the only car with 15.2. 15.2 on lap 6. Yeah, only car in the 15.2. Is it really low 15.2? So we'll take a look at that real quick. See what I did on this lap. I wish that this. Oh, I hit 1 and 2 perfect. I wish iRacing would fix the pre-gen states, because I would love to make videos, go out here and say, okay, this is 66%, and it look exactly like this, or like I mentioned this in the forums one time, like a save this track state feature, where I can snapshot this and just run it kind of like if you guys ever run Time Attack, not Time Trial, but Time Attack, the track doesn't change. It's set to like 13% or like something random, and you can just go out and run lap after lap after lap. Never have to pull in for fuel. The track doesn't change, nothing. And if we could get that for like a test session, we could we could dial some things in on these setups, and it would be kind of scary what we could probably pull off. But unfortunately, we're stuck kind of just practicing on pre-gen. So, but I do want to point out that this is the line, like early on, this slider line in 3 and 4 until it gets too wide, and in the bottom of 1 and 2 once it gets really, really wide around 1 and 2. And then you saw me run that short slider line a little bit in 1 and 2, like later on here. Let's see what's here. Yeah, short slider line here to kind of reel them back in. 4, 3, 5, 4, 4, 5. That's a line. That's a line that comes in, but eventually it just becomes this. It comes roll through the middle, and that's the line. My lap 21, his lap 21. He's running 15.7, 16, 15.7, 9, 7, 8, and mine are almost all 7s. 7, a 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 8, 9. So just really consistent right through the middle. I always run my relative on best last lap, but or my last lap, not my best lap, but this is what we ran. This is what Billy ran also. Billy went... Where'd those results go? Billy, I think, was hard charger. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, you know what? Randolph might have been 16th to 7th. Billy passed 8 cars, 14th to 6th. So he was right there in the running for hard charger. I think Randolph got 9 and Beerline got 9 as well. So I think Randolph got the hard charger, but pretty solid win, almost a second gap, and then really good gaps around kind of the whole track. Average lap time was really good. Yeah, the car just felt really fast right through the middle, so can't complain. Set up one more time for you guys. Ran 28 wing, pulled it back to -3 on the end there. It might have been on -4. I can't remember. Where's my mouse? I just obviously 1053, the normal. I did run only 5.5 bump on the left front just to try and loosen me up. Marginally, not. I mean, 5.5 to 6 isn't a huge difference. 6.3 on the left front or right front, excuse me. 5.5 over 3 on the left front, and then I've been talking about it lately. Reverse split. Oh, you can't see that now. Reverse split in the rear end. I don't know why, but it's working for me. I don't know if it's the added kind of side bite from running the softer bar on this right rear or what it is, but yeah, it's just been kind of the ticket for me lately. 14 inches and 16.5 inches on the wheel spacing has kind of been my go-to lately also. And then I run a 549 when I run the bottom / middle at Volusia. If I was going to run the top, yeah, probably 542, 534. But when you sell out for the bottom at Volusia, you're going 549 to make sure you got a little bit of drive off the corner. Didn't take too many turns out of the rear end. Only half a turn here and quarter turn there. I wanted to keep the car kind of in that 12.5 to 14 inch range. I think I talked about a while ago in a ride height, that I had been mentioning when I was doing stuff months and months ago, probably. But that ride height seems to be a pretty good number for having to go to the top if you absolutely have to. I just don't feel comfortable on a soft bar up there. I think if I was gonna commit to the top, this probably would have been a 1050, and then this might have been a 1050, or maybe a 1025. I like to be, if you're gonna run the top of Volusia, you got to be loose enough to do it because it's fast up there, but it's flat. So there, you can see it doesn't slick off very much. So where my mouse is at here, it doesn't slick off very much. So you can keep the hammer down. But because of that, you've got to take away some of that left rear drive to keep the car from pushing tight middle corner out. So running a softer right rear bar in a situation like that, probably not the greatest call. And then, shock wise, 3 over 7.5, kind of standard, nothing crazy there. Just to keep the left side loaded up a little bit as I'm running the bottom, keep the weight over there. And then 4 over 6.5 on this side. This was for kind of entering the corner. I wanted to add a little rebound to the right rear to keep the car a little bit tight. I didn't want it to snap over on me as the weight shifted over to the left. So I wanted to hold some of that weight on that right rear, keep the car tight. And same thing on the exit. I got a lot of rebound, not a lot of rebound, but a decent number of rebound, 7.5 and 6.5 for the exit of the corner to keep that weight held back there, and soft bump to get it back there quick, 3 and 4. Get that weight shifted to the back of the car quickly and get be able to get the drive out of the corner. And then another thing, bump rubber and Packer. Me and our teammate / sponsor Baden talked about bump rubber and Packer for hours the other night, and it gave him a headache. But I felt like I've been kind of ignoring bump rubber and Packer for a little bit too long. In this situation, 500 over 1.5 shim was the right call, I think. But I think we're gonna start kind of experimenting a little bit with bump rubber and Packer, and really getting into kind of when that when that shock gets to that bump rubber, um, and try and help us out, maybe running the top a little bit more in some places. So if I find anything out with that, I'll definitely let you guys know. But right now, that's just such a confusing thing for me. That's a Motec thing, I think. More importantly, to see when we're getting on that bump rubber and when that spring rate is climbing, kind of middle corner or entry or wherever it's happening, and maybe we'll see if we can tune that up a little bit. But yeah, this is it. It's been 30 minutes. Most of my replay reviews, I guess, are always 30 minutes. But anyway, appreciate you guys sticking around with the channel. Even though, if we get a tire model, things are gonna kind of take back off, and we're gonna really ramp up and see what we can figure out with setups. But the 360s, man, I feel like I've got these things down, kind of all that I can. I don't know what else I can figure out with them, but 410 stuff we're still trying to figure out a little bit here and there. But yeah, that's really it for this one. Appreciate you guys, hanging around if you've watched all the way to this point. Uh, don't forget the likes and the subscribes. Those help out the videos. I always hate saying that, but everybody always says it's a good marketing strategy. So I always forget to plug it in there anyway. But anyhow, appreciate you guys watching and spending maybe half hour or so of your day going through this with me. But really fun race. Really enjoyed this one. Like I said, second career DSRL win, and this is a tough league, man. 4,000 strength of field. This is probably like a All-Star Circuit of Champions series. If you're thinking World of Outlaws, that we ran with 410s, this level of competition is probably right there at All-Star Circuit of Champions type of difficulty level against your competitors. So no small feat to get wins in this league. So they always feel good when you can get them, even on the podium. But to win this one like this was at this track that I've hated for so long. It's kind of a special win for sure for my dirt sim racing career. But don't want to get all sappy and lame on you. But we'll end it there. Appreciate you guys with all the subs and stuff coming in, all the people joining the Discord still. I'll have to put this up there also. I forgot about that, I think. But yeah, keep rolling in the general chat, man. We've had some good conversations in there lately. And I'll see you guys out there. Take care. And don't forget, the other thing I wanted to mention, the 410 Fix series is now an official series. So unfortunately, it runs right at the same time as 360 Open, so the participation hasn't been great. But if you're slowly trying to get into the 410s, like jump to that car, it's a decent series to try out. The setups aren't great, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't know if a lot of people saw that there was a 410 Fix series yet. So anyhow, everybody take care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the racetrack.